name sheet, they do accept the limitations of capitalism and the funding that comes from them. We've been in existence since 2010, so we've always fought against council cuts from our birth. I am a trade unionist and I'm a socialist, so it seems natural for me to be in this party. I am what it says on the tin. But what we're trying to get across to people, because the narrative we're always sold is that there's no money. There's no money for public services. There's no money for workers' pay. We know that's untrue. I mean, we can point to some examples, really. I mean, people here will know, just for one example, the water crisis and the sewage that's going into our waters. There's some interesting statistics around this. What we stand for is the nationalisation of water, energy. I would go further with public transport and the banks to get control of that funding. But water, when it was nationalised, there's just one statistic. So Thames Water is now saying it has debt of 14.78 billion. When that was nationalised, it was zero. They had no debt. So what's happened throughout the private ownership of the public companies is they've just sucked all the money out of it, paid off in huge dividends into CEO pay. The pay is there within our system. There's huge amounts of money generated within the capitalist system, and it's workers who generate it, usually getting nothing back in return for it. So we know that the money is there. Energy bills, we also how they spiked when the Ukraine war started. We were all told it was necessary because the energy prices had shot up. Then in the January after that, those energy companies were putting out eye-watering profits. They'd never made so much money. So we know there that wasn't a necessary thing to do. The real issues for the city around housing. I know we've got a housing campaigner here tonight who I hope will get involved and get across some of the work she's been doing. But housing in this city, when I grew up, I was lucky enough to grow up in a council estate. The council estate I grew up on now is largely privately owned by landlords, and there's huge rents that they're generating from those houses. The average cost of a council home on my estate now stands at £475 per month. The privately owned ones are running at £1,300 a month. So working people have got this perfect storm of everything going on around them while they're being told that they can't have pay rises. We stand for a £15 an hour minimum wage as a starter. I think we could go higher, but as a beginning, I think that's where we can go. And we have to keep pointing out that the money that's being generated is there, but just right now, it's in the hands of very, very few people. Our paper this week says there's a possibility we could put a 20% wealth tax on the 350 wealthiest people in this country. That alone would generate £159.3 billion. These people have got huge amounts of money in their accounts and in their companies. A lot of it sort of shipped off abroad. The money is there, so we are just trying to get across to people we should reject this idea that there